Welcome to Late Night Show. Hope everything is okay. Hope everything is all right. I'm your host, Andrew Tate. Okie dokie, kids. What's happening on the lovely island of St. Martin? We begin with the news that former Member of Parliament, Akeem Arinel of the United People's Party, has been convicted, 18 months in prison, along with two other suspects today. The court of first instance basically condemned the politician for vote buying. Yes, vote buying is the reason. Now, what is vote buying? Hey, listen, I'll give you $500 and you're going to vote for me. Oh, by the way, I want proof. Can you just snap a picture quick? Like, I go order something on Amazon, like one of those pens or one of those pins, and then you just, snap a picture. And then all of a sudden, you $500 richer. So the question is, what happens now? Well, if he appeals, nothing happens. Everything is A-OK. If he decides to accept the sentence, then he takes his 18 months in prison. It's only going to be 3/4 of it, so around 9 or 8 or 7. I don't know. At the end of the day, we have another politician that has been convicted, and the question now is, what is next? Like I say, appeal or go sit. Now, of course, they're going to tell you that they don't have no space, and then you're in line. It looks like that's the new normal in St. Martin. Also, the health situation in St. Martin is very serious. Apparently, the flu, the extra HMMLRP, I don't remember the name, but a very serious flu is starting to get serious. And the good Minister of Health, Richard Bruch, decided to not say anything. And then when Omar Ottley, the former Minister of BSR, came out with something saying, hey, yo, this thing getting serious. Remember me? COVID. Brought the country to COVID, remember? I don't know. So, the Prime Minister, Dr. Luc Messelina, always remembers that he is a doctor. So, this was the perfect thing for him to address during the Council Ministers' press briefing.
Recently, I think it was on the 27th of December, the Secretary General for the United Nations sounded the alarm, basically saying that all nations need to prepare themselves in case of a pandemic or epidemic. I'm sure you have taken note of that statement recently. We saw the press release coming from the former Minister of ESA basically sounding the alarm in regards to possible pandemics. The Member of Parliament, the waiver, spoke of the need to establish a special fund to deal with such in case of. What sort of preparations are being put in place to ensure the safety of all citizens in case of a pandemic? Two, we know that St. Martin is part of the Pan American Health Organization and by extension the World Health Organization. What's your association with CAFA?
Okay. We have the World Health Organization. We are in good contact with the World Health Organization, and of course we are following the guidelines. As you could read in the newspaper this morning, the Minister of ESA, Minister Bruch, already made a statement about the human metapneumovirus, the human metapneumovirus. And until now, there are no indications for panic. That is very important. We are following the developments in the world. We are following the guidelines of the World Health Organization, for example. At the moment that there is any indication or any request or any instruction given by the World Health Organization that we have to take any measure, of course, that is going to be taken to protect our people of our country. But until now, there are no indications for panic in St. Martin.
The possibility of establishing a special fund to deal with the possibility of establishing a special fund, as is advocating by the Member of Parliament, the River, in case of a pandemic, and of course your affiliation with CAFA.
At the moment there is a natural disaster, the budget of the country is being reconsidered for the people of a country to survive any natural disaster that are confronting them at that particular moment. So if money has to come free to save lives in our country, don't worry with that. We will handle it as we have handled all the disasters in the past. We're going to give priority again to our budget because that becomes main priority for the country in case we encounter a natural disaster in our country. So don't worry with that.
And your affiliation with CAFA?
Pardon? I do not know the last information because I'm not the Minister of ESA. I follow it, of course, first because of my background, and of course I'm the Prime Minister leading the government. But the last details of the PAVA I'm not aware of at this particular moment, so I cannot give you a direct answer on that one.
Okay, so now the question is he lying since it's not a big deal? Omar Ottley is on the late night today, and when we come back, we're going to talk to him about it since, he was the former minister of the ESA. Guess what? I got an idea. It's amazing. You see how we have the link sharing all everywhere?
QR link,
the
yeah.
QR link.
Yeah.
Raw Caribbean Channel app. Yeah. You're welcome. Put it in the back.
But it's not an app though. It's not an app. App you have to like download something to get it on your phone, take up space. It's not an app.
It's like an app. Therefore, it can be an app. So, it's an app. Raw Caribbean TV app. Say it with me, Al. Come on.
It's not an app though. All you gotta do with that, it's a link. You take the link, you hit the bookmark, you say add to home screen, and so it shows up like an app icon, but it's not an app though.
Are you a real person? It is an app because you get to watch all the programs from Raw Caribbean at one place. It is an app.
I don't know how to explain this to you, but factually and technically, it's not an app. Kind of like we do the news, facts,
Yeah.
and you do that thing you do.
Whoa.
Point being, you just go to the QR, you hit bookmarks, and you hit add to home screen, and then you can have the link to, let's give it another name.
The app.
You want to call it the app?
Raw Caribbean TV app.
Jess.
Yes.
Jess, please, give some sense, Jess. Jess.
It's kind of like an app.
That's why she gets the big butt.
It's not an app, though. It's not a app. What the It's not a app.
You kiss your mother with her mouth? My God. Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Yes.
It's not an app, though.
Telem.com.
Alrighty then, now time for our interview segment, and we are here. Yes, this is real. We got the man himself, leader of the United People's Party, Omar Ottley.
Yes,
How are you doing, sir?
Good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, all the best.
We got an exclusive, the first interview for the New Year.
Well, I feel so honored. Now, let me talk serious for a minute now. You sounded the alarm for this new, the flu that's been going around.
HMPV.
Yes, and you've been very vocal about it. And of course, we didn't hear anything from government, and now government is basically saying, "Oh, you're causing uneasy unrest." It's two words back to back that means the same thing, but that's fine.
Yeah. Well,
Talk to me.
I didn't sound the alarm. CNN sound the alarm. BBC News sound the alarm. The news in America, the news in China, the Ministry of Health in Curacao sound the alarm. The Ministry of Health in Aruba sound the alarm. I just was waiting to see what would be the response from St. Martin. And if you read, even in the Ministry of Health in Aruba, they're saying that at this moment the HMPV has been around for a while. It's not a major threat. However, they explain that they have seen an increase in sicknesses in flu during this time of year. They have told the people to take caution and be cautious of how you deal with people during this season, as a lot of tourists are coming and so forth. We have yet to see anything from the Minister of VSI, of Public Health, concerning this matter. We saw an article that comes out today and say that I'm fear-mongering and all of those. And what disappointed me is that while every country is taking caution, the minister chose to address me, and nowhere in his article says, take caution.
Now, when it comes to the Prime Minister, today during the Council of Ministers press briefing, he mentioned that, that this situation is not that serious yet. As a doctor, you can trust him. That wasn't a joke. That was actually
What you said?
That's what he said.
Okay.
Yes, because of his background. He said background, but that's different. He's basically saying, there's no need for all of this unrest. So he kind of doubled down and backed up his Minister of Health. And because you're not going to mention it, so let me say it. The man who are you out of COVID? He was Minister of VSI. I don't know if you remember. So for a rookie minister that just reached there 5 minutes ago to say Omar don't know what he talking about, check yourself.
Thank you.
I just saying everything what he going to say now, he going to say everything basically what I just said, but he's going to say it more nicer.
Yeah.
Because I think he know what he talking about, because he had to decide whether to open the country, yes or no. If he had said no, where would St. Martin be right now? So give respect to your elders. You just reached Minister Bruch.
You like problem.
I like trouble. Let me
But
go.
the thing about it is that, again, I don't think that he realized at this moment the magnitude of responsibility that he has. They always say, and if Dr. Luke Mercelina, he should know as well, prevention is better than cure. Now, some doctors don't believe in that because prevention don't bring in the money.
Yes, you need to continue to prescribe paracetamol. Yes.
So
correct.
as let's go back to 2020 and around March when COVID really hit this country. It was only then when everybody started to remember, but wait, I had a bad flu in December. My friend of mine was mashed up for 2 weeks in December. And think now, while we have, yes, an increase in influenza, there are a lot of people that are ending up on antibiotics. There are people who are mashed up bad with the flu, but they're ending up on antibiotics. There are a lot of kids right now dealing with the neurovirus. According to BBC News, right, this is the source, they said while the influx in China's hospitals is due to the flu season, right? They are realizing that there's an increase, especially amongst our kids, in their hospital that is causing the overburden in China. So what I am saying is that I am an MP. I don't have access like the minister has. But the minister should be proactive when I sit down and I see every other country saying, some countries are saying, hey, beware, be careful. And some countries are saying it's not that serious, but take caution, we are monitoring it, and etc., etc.
So in other words, you was very cautious before you came out with your
Yeah.
statement because you know how it feels.
I know how I feel.
And you know exactly when you just hear political rumbling.
Correct.
For political gain, and then you know when it's serious. Like, hey, all jokes aside, this is no hit. But let me just pay attention to it because we ain't hearing nothing.
Because
from you.
Andrew, you see, first of all, the news come out, okay, with China, okay, I understand. Then you see CNN, and then you see America starting to take precaution. And we have 8 cruise ships in today. We have 8. So ain't no telling what is about to happen. And before I speak, and I know that this was going to be
And the timing.
I
yeah.
know that this was going to be the response, so I did my research. And according to RIVM, which is the CPS of Holland, who we follow, right? They actually did a study, and they did a study on the amount of patients because they realized an increase, right, with the symptoms. And when they did their study, there was 29% who had influenza flu. There was another percent that had the respiratory virus, and there was another set of percent that had COVID-19. So you see the difference is while there's an increase in the flu season, what Netherlands did, they actually did samples for 134 persons that came to their medical center, and it found out that a couple of them actually had respiratory virus. In here, right here, Andrew, I didn't make this up. You can see it right here on the RIVM page. It also says that the doctors, right, has reported sporadic outbreak of HMPV, sporadic, which means it is not a threat at this moment, but it does exist.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
What are you going to tell us as the Minister of Health? Nothing.
He did say, I hear you. He did say that he didn't get the latest report because that question was asked. Because everybody eyes open when he said, yeah, it's not that serious. And yeah, we could.
He didn't get the latest report?
I don't think he get the latest report.
Or he didn't get no report?
I don't know which one
Or
of the
he didn't
reports.
ask for a report?
I don't know because he says he's Minister of General Affairs and not Minister of Health.
Oh, so you're talking about,
Messalina.
but did the Minister of Health jump up and say, I have the latest report?
No, he didn't mention that in his press release. So the question is, maybe he jumped the gun a little bit. I don't know.
And the thing is, look, it wasn't about, again, everything is not political.
Yes.
I know what can happen. It's like, so maybe I got, what do you call it, post-traumatic syndrome, right? When I have the fear of knowing what can happen. So my thing is always be proactive. I stated it, look at the history of pandemics. It has been stated between every 10 years we can expect a major outbreak.
Yeah.
And this is a meeting that I had with CPS as well, where we had pandemic preparedness project. Every 10 years. It doesn't have to be 10, it can be before. I think I shared with you as well. America just witnessed the first death for 2025 due to the bird flu in Louisiana. Look it up. This is something that we also have to look into. All I'm saying as former Minister of Health, you are now the Minister of Health, be proactive.
The Prime Minister also mentioned today, and I'm going to segue a little bit into GB, where he said that he's happy to announce that the government of the Netherlands has transferred 75 million euros for energy in St. Martin. Of course, the loan was a big political football during the season, well, right after the season. So now the question is, how do you feel that we got this money, even though we budgeted for it, right? Or we're going to budget for it?
Yeah.
Now that we have it, the question is, what's next as an MP? Are you looking to see what's going to happen with that 75 million?
Yeah, well, of course, look, the thing is, as we stated, Couple of things. So now we have 75.6 million. It's a loan. And this is what I wanted
loan,
St.
yes.
Martin to
Sorry,
understand.
I didn't mention
It's
that.
a loan, which means that it has to be what? Paid
back.
back with interest.
Yeah.
Who is paying it? The taxpayers, the people of St. Martin. This is the reason I said it. I said St. Martin needs a relief from GEBE. If we are going to burden the people with 75.6 million to pay back, we need to give them some relief.
The Prime Minister also mentioned, and that's a good point, but he did mention also that stakeholders need to be involved in order for some type of relief to actually
That's not
take
true.
place.
And
yeah,
just like I
talk
would
to
like
me.
to cut him off, that's not true. Again, and you can pull it up and show the public of St. Martin in the breakdown, right, with the TOT. The government is charging TOT.
He said it's very complex.
It's not complex.
The calculation.
Again, the leader of the Democratic Party, the president of parliament, and I dare to say the leader of the coalition, stated behind her throne that it's illegal and it should not be done, and I agree.
It was removed, I think.
No, it wasn't.
No, they put it back?
It wasn't. It's not. It's
I
not
saw
removed.
one when it came out.
The latest one I showed and I said in Parliament, it's right there. 87 cents per liter TOT being charged to the people. So the government is charging it to you, right? And I'm saying, we gather this information, that can be an immediate relief.
Yeah.
That can be an immediate relief.
But instead, we just talking, and now we have 75
And now we have 75. So
to
now,
give to GB.
to GB, who could have acquired their own loan. Number two, it was specifically stated, before moving forward and signing the agreement, right? We need to see the details of the agreement with the Netherlands, which means now, as a member of parliament, I'm not in the coalition, but as a member of parliament, I have no idea what is the stipulation for the 75.6.
Yeah.
So now you make an announcement.
allowed, what's not
You
allowed.
make an announcement today,
Yeah.
but members of parliament don't know what is the stipulation.
Yeah.
And what is very, very worrying to me is that none of the management boards are being appointed in GEBE.
Yeah.
Why is this? Is this a stipulation now that somebody from the Netherlands is going to have to be the new CEO?
Yes.
Is this a stipulation that somebody from the Netherlands is going to have to be the CFO? Because nothing comes without conditions. And I needed to see the conditions.
And the
So,
government
St.
of
Martin,
the Netherlands would give a condition for
thank you. I am not aware of the conditions. And I would like St. Martin to be aware that the latest thing came out, announcement that of January 6th, GB starting to cut. So what, so we celebrate, and then more people now will be without electricity. More businesses are going to be cut. When today the bills are still not up to date. Some people are still not receiving bills. Okay? So let's see where it goes. So we can celebrate 75.6 million. I'm happy that hopefully, right, the generators are going to be fixed. But I warned you, St. Martin, you're not going to see the generators on island till about 3 years. They're making it seem like the generators are going to be here tomorrow. It's going to take about 2 years for production, another 6 months to get here, and another 5 to 4 months to collaborate. Now again, that's 3 years. Again, you're going to have to start paying these loans. Number two, we're dealing with disconnect today and high prices today.
All right, MP Omar Ottley, your wishes for the people, 2025.
Well,
Talk to me.
thank you for that, because we jump right into it. So everyone that is looking to the sound of my voice, I wish you a happy and prosperous new year. Honestly, I wish nothing but the best for St. Martin. There will be trials and tribulation. We have budget debate coming up, so I want everybody to
Next week.
really pay attention. For me, I can speak for me, Omar Ottley. When I speak out of passion, I speak out of research, and I speak of things that I see.
Don't forget concern.
And concern. And everything is not a political game or a political gimmick because you do not agree with it. And I think, Andrew, I'm going to try to say this the best way possible without seeming cocky, right? I have proven thus far while I'm in opposition, 90% of the stuff that I say, we have seen later. 90% of the stuff. Or things don't get moving until I seem to speak, and then things get moving. So if me speaking about the virus brings awareness to the virus and brings the minister to the table and the prime minister to the table, then I have done my job.
Prevention. Yeah.
Prevention will always beat cure. And that's all I'm saying. I know there are people who are dealing with gastric issues right now. I know there are people who are antibiotic. I know there's people who are fighting the flu. And just like the Netherlands, while the Netherlands are determining and taking samples to determine what is the virus, what is COVID, what is the flu, we are not doing such. We are labeling everything as influenza. And I can guarantee you that is not the case.
So, Minister Laville, please work. Now, when it comes,
I just catch you.
it wasn't. Thank you so much for coming, and of course, all the best for this year.
Thank you, man.
Of course, what's the latest with the party?
Yeah, I saw the news. So you just saw that my fellow party member has been sentenced. Again, I can talk about it. I can speak about it. It's life.
Yeah.
And I have always said that someone is innocent until proven guilty. I don't know if he will go through the appeal process. I have not spoken to him. I literally saw it before I walked in here. But I wish him, his family, all the best, all those involved. And if he appeals, I definitely wish him the best in that process. But the court, the process has been dealt, and that is just the way that it is, And you take good with the bad, and that's just part of being a leader. Things happen.
What we doing with the party? What's happening with it?
Well, the party itself is going to take a major revamp.
Okay.
I believe everything is for a reason, and sometimes things go down to come up. I'm very proud of the party. I have said that the party garnered 2,200 votes without Theo Helager, without Grisha, without heavy hitters. It was just basically me as a first-time leader, and the few MPs that were there, Bryson, La Cruz, and the rest was newcomers.
Yeah, most of them.
So for us to garner 2 seats and missing the 3rd seat by 24 votes showed that this party is definitely not over, and we're going to definitely continue to work and build on it. That's just how it is.
Omar Ottley, the leader of the United People's Party, and you're a member of Parliament.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
And I fall on my knees. Tell me how's the way to be. Tell me how's the way to go. Tell me all that I should know. And I fall on my knees. Tell me how's the way to go. Tell me how's the way to be. To evoke some empathy. And I fall on my knees. Tell me how's the way to go. Tell me how's the way to see. Show me all that I could be.
Hello, my people. Make sure you tune in to Sit, Sip, and Chat every Monday at 5 p.m. on TV 15 and every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
And make sure tune in to the Late Night Show with Andrew Dick from Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. with a repeat in the afternoon for no reason. In the afternoon, the Late Night Show at 3 p.m. Thank you, TV 15.
Thank you, TV 15. Make sure to tune in
Make sure to tune in to the Late Night.
and Sit, Sip, and Chat.
Late Night.
For over 50 years, we've understood the power of connection. Back when connecting St. Martin to the world seemed impossible, we made it possible. From pioneering international calling to introducing digital mobile services and laying the foundations for fiber optic technology, we've kept you connected wherever life or business takes you. And through it all, we've proudly supported the vibrant culture, traditions, and people that make St. Martin unique. But that's not where our journey ends. It's where it starts again. With a brand new commitment to connecting you, we've been working tirelessly behind the scenes to improve our services and bring you a better, more reliable network. We've restored the SMPR1 fiber cable that connects St. Martin to the world, ensuring faster speeds and greater stability. Our mobile platforms are being upgraded, and we've expanded our mobile coverage so you can stay connected wherever you go. Our new customer service system is easier to use and more efficient than ever. Plus, we're continuing to expand our fiber network, bringing you the most advanced internet available. But beyond pioneering technology, we're committed to uplifting our community, because this is our home too. That's why we provide free connectivity to many schools across St. Martin, equipping the next generation with the tools to connect, learn, and grow. At Telem, proudly local, we're here for today, tomorrow, and every milestone ahead.
Today, we're diving into the heart of Bahamas' unprecedented construction boom, with over $40 billion being invested in massive new tourism, transportation, and infrastructure projects. In this video, we'll unveil 10 of the biggest developments, from a $15 billion beach corridor revitalization to a luxurious private island resort. We'll explore how these projects are transforming the landscape and what they mean for Bahamian residents and communities. Whether you're a travel enthusiast, investor, or curious about the future of the Bahamas, you won't want to miss this in-depth look at the mega projects that are setting the stage for a new era of growth and opportunity. Remember to check out the links in the description below to see other videos in our series on mega projects throughout the Caribbean. Let's get started. At number 1, we start with Nassau Paradise Island Beach Corridor Revitalization Project. This newly launched $15 billion public-private infrastructure mega project is the most expensive and comprehensive initiative ever undertaken in the Bahamas. Over the next 2 decades, it aims to totally overhaul and upgrade the utilities, roads, beaches, parks, and amenities along the entire 12-mile corridor linking downtown Nassau to Paradise Island. The vision is to establish a world-class beach destination experience on par with places like Miami Beach or Waikiki to allow sustainable new resort, residential, and commercial development. Key elements include burying utility lines, modernizing sewers and drainage, replenishing eroded beaches, enhancing public spaces and parks, new transportation options like water taxis, and potentially even underground tunnels to alleviate traffic congestion. It represents the first comprehensive redevelopment plan for Nassau's iconic but increasingly dated beach areas in over 50 years. The Bahamian government is funding 2/3 of the plan through bonds, with the remaining 1/3 coming from private investment and development fees. For local residents, the impacts have already begun, with some relocations and closures needed to facilitate the huge construction process. However, officials promised upgraded affordable housing, job training, small business opportunities, and other community benefits. The completed corridor is projected to create over 100,000 new jobs and $20 billion in annual economic impact by 2040. Number 2. Queen's Cove Development. Touted as one of the largest integrated resort estates ever proposed globally, Queen's Cove is a $6 billion private island development being built by South Korea's Hanavav Corporation, about 120 miles off Nassau on remote Little Abaco Island. The staggering master plan calls for 700 multi-million-dollar private villas and homes, 5 luxury hotels and resorts with over 3,000 rooms, a championship golf course, a large-scale marina village, casino, water park, convention center, and even a private airport and airstrip. Queen's Cove is squarely targeting the ultra-high net worth market, with villa prices expected to average around $40 million each. At full projected build-out in the 2040s, the 6,200-acre resort will be over 3 times larger than the famous Atlantis complex in total visitor capacity. Developers estimate it will generate over $1 billion in annual tourism revenue and employ thousands of permanent Bahamian staff, becoming one of the largest private employers in the country. However, the sheer remoteness of the location on a relatively undeveloped island raises significant environmental, infrastructure, and logistics challenges. some $500 million is budgeted just for creating basic transportation, utility, and public service infrastructure on Little Abaco to support the massive resort community. There are also concerns about the displacement of the small local population and threats to the island's fragile ecosystems and habitats from large-scale dredging, construction, and the eventual influx of thousands of tourists and residents. Queen's Cove executives have pledged extensive environmental protections, renewable energy sources, and economic opportunities for islanders, but skeptics remain. Number 3. Airport Gateway Partners Linden Pindling International Airport Expansion. With travel demand surging to the Bahamas in recent years, the archipelago's main international airport serving Nassau is about to undergo a multi-billion-dollar overhaul to increase its capacity and modernize facilities. Under a $6.5 billion investment and management contract awarded to Airport Gateway Partners, a major airport terminal redevelopment program will be underway at Linden Pindling International Airport, LPIA. This includes a brand new U.S. departures terminal, additional domestic, international, and more gates, and related airside expansions. Other projects cover new aviation support facilities like cargo handling, maintenance hangars, administrative offices, hotels, and amenities to bolster LPIA's status as a major regional air hub and ease passenger congestion. In the long term, the expansion intends to increase LPIA's total passenger throughout capacity by over 50% to 8 million annually. With significant direct employment opportunities during construction, Airport Gateway Partners has committed over $130 million to train Bahamian staff and contractors, source local construction materials and services, and meet targets for Bahamian ownership and participation. Once completed, the expanded airport will provide an economic boost through increased air travels, boost through increased air arrivals, aviation industry job creation, and, given its strategic location, positioning the Bahamas for further growth in sectors like logistics, maintenance repair operations, and even potential air cargo transshipment. By the way, if you are enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Number 4. Montague Foreshore Development. One of the most audacious and ambitious projects taking shape is the $5.5 billion Montague Foreshore Development, which will see the creation of an entirely new upscale residential island neighborhood off the coast of downtown Nassau. Funded by a multinational consortium of investors from China, Turkey, and the United States and Canada, this land reclamation mega project will add 590 acres of prime waterfront real estate through incremental dredging and building of seabed over the coming decades. The master plan by Dutch engineers calls for a dramatic hook-shaped peninsula extending out from downtown, anchored by combined twin artificial islands of 90 acres, linked by causeways and canals reminiscent of Dubai's famous Palm Islands. Over 5,000 luxury residential units, along with shopping, dining, entertainment districts, beachfront parks, and more, are slated across 6 separate precincts on the islands and isthmus. A state-of-the-art international deepwater shipping port and terminal capable of handling the largest cruise and cargo vessels is also included. Estimated to generate over 10,000 permanent new jobs, the Montague Foreshore is arguably the Bahamas' most ambitious attempt so far to replicate the wildly successful luxury real estate and tourism models of places like Dubai and Singapore. If executed as designed, it would create an entirely new high-end neighborhood and community in the heart of Nassau. However, the sheer scale and environmental impacts of such expansive land reclamation, dredging, and artificial island creation have raised major concerns from environmentalist and conservancy groups. Issues like public beach access, affordable housing options, traffic impacts, and quality of life effects on nearby established residential areas have also raised major concerns. Number 5. Bahamas Resort and Casino. Arguably one of the most impactful mega projects completed so far in the Bahamas is the staggering $4.2 billion Bahamas Resort Complex, which officially opened in 2017 on Nassau's Cable Beach after a long-delayed and controversial construction process. Employing over 5,000 Bahamians, it spans a massive 1,000 acres and features 3 hotels totaling nearly 3,000 rooms, a 100,000 square foot casino, an 18-hole golf course, 200,000 square foot convention center space, a 30,000 square foot spa, over 40 restaurants and lounges, a luxury shopping esplanade, and more world-class amenities and attractions. Bahamar instantly became the Bahamas' largest hospitality operation and is credited with catalyzing the revitalization and renewed investment interests in the entire Cable Beach and Western New Providence area. Its economic impact has been tremendous, with some estimates of $1.1 billion in total annual revenue generated. However, the resort's birth was anything but smooth. Originally slated to open in 2014, the project fell years behind schedule and went through a highly publicized bankruptcy and legal battle when its original developers ran out of funds during construction. This resulted in thousands of local construction workers being laid off for months until new ownership and financing were secured. Concerns were also raised about environmental damage from extensive dredging and beach reclamation to build out the sprawling property and strains on local infrastructure and utilities from such a high-density development. Moving forward, the Bahamian government will aim for smoother and more sustainable execution of similarly scaled mega projects. Number 6. The Point Development. One of the Bahamas' biggest tourism projects, this $550 million redevelopment by China Construction America is transferring an abandoned oil storage facility in downtown Nassau into a dazzling new entertainment district. Set to open in 2025, the Point will feature a 150,000 square foot convention center, a sprawling open-air marina village with upscale retail and dining, the first Bahamian craft brewery, a 60,000 square foot retail plaza, a 194-room hotel, a movie theater complex, a large water park attraction, and more. The centerpiece will be a massive new cruise port capable of handling the largest ships, replacing the dated downtown Nassau terminals. Developers estimate the Point will generate over $400 million in annual economic impact and 2,000 plus new permanent jobs once fully operational. For local residents, it promises to dramatically revitalize a formerly industrial section of Nassau with new public waterfront spaces, parks, event venues, and amenities. The inclusion of locally owned businesses like restaurants, bars, and craft vendors within the projected $100 million Marina Village component is also intended to provide entrepreneurial opportunities. However, some have raised concerns about the scale and lack of public input on such a transformative development directly adjacent to historic downtown neighborhoods. Traffic, parking, and infrastructure impacts are other issues that are of interest during the ongoing multi-year construction process. Number 7. Nassau Cruise Port Redevelopment. This $500 million public-private partnership between the Bahamian government and Global Ports Holding is overhauling Nassau's aging downtown cruise ship infrastructure. It involves demolishing existing pier facilities, replacing them with a massive new cruise port capable of simultaneously handling some of the world's largest vessels. The centerpiece will be a state-of-the-art cruise terminal with expedited arrivals and departures processing, significantly expanded open-air dining and retail zones, dedicated transportation areas, and new piers built to higher modern resiliency standards. It's projected to increase Nassau's cruise ship passenger capacity and impact spending throughout the downtown area. For the local economy, the construction project is creating hundreds of jobs, with at least 40% of contracts required to go to Bahamian companies. Once completed by 2025, hundreds of new permanent positions will be created at restaurants, shops, tours, and transportation services to serve higher cruise passenger volumes. However, environmental concerns have been raised about the extensive offshore dredging and pier construction needed to accommodate today's massive cruise ships. There are also long-standing issues like cruise passenger overcrowding straining downtown amenities and infrastructure on high-volume days. Some residents worry the massive new port could exacerbate these challenges without proper planning. Number 8. Albany Resort and Marina. This 6,000-acre luxury resort and residential community represented a $472 million investment when it opened in 2010 on the western end of New Providence Island. Developed by acclaimed Albany real estate firm, it features an ultra-exclusive amenity mix, 82-room boutique hotel and 365 residential estates/villas, 71-slip mega yacht marina capable of handling some of the world's largest private yachts, 18-hole championship golf course designed by Ernie Els, 25,000 square feet spa and fitness facility, adult pool/family pool areas, upscale beach clubs and dining venues, sports fields and courts, sweeping ocean views and lush tropical landscapes. Albany's resort hotel and marina experiences are limited to non-residents, but the enclave is primarily an ultra-private retreat for homeowners who control the property through an equity club membership structure. Home prices reportedly range from $5 million to over $50 million. While the local economic impacts from operations are relatively modest at a few hundred employees, Albany diversified the Bahamas' luxury tourism product and boosted its prestige as a global destination for the ultra-wealthy. However, the gated exclusivity and lack of affordable housing within the community itself have drawn some criticism about economic inequalities and gentrification's effects. Number 9. Hurricane Hole Super Yacht Marina. This luxury mega yacht marina opened in 2022 on Paradise Island, furthering the Bahamas' pursuit of the global super wealthy boating and yachting market. Hurricane Hole represents a $200 million investment by Tavistock Development Company. The state-of-the-art facilities include 6,500 linear feet of dockage capable of handling yachts up to 420 feet, 58 super yacht slips with in-slip fueling and concierge services, on-site customs and immigration clearance, upscale residences, restaurants, provisioning services, and amenities. In addition to being a prime marina destination itself, Hurricane Hole aims to drive more mega yacht traffic and lucrative tourism spending throughout the Bahamas by better accommodating the largest luxury vessels that previously lacked adequate infrastructure. It's projected to generate around $30 million annually in direct economic impacts for the local Paradise Island economy through marina operations, along with construction and eventual staffing of the adjoining residences, retail, and dining components yet to be completed. Some concerns remain about how much spending actually reaches Bahamian businesses versus stays insular within the high-end marina bubble. There are also periodic debates about balancing the growth of the yachting sector with preserving maritime ecosystems, which makes the Bahamas an attractive destination in the first place. Number 10. Ocean View Farm and Golf Residences. Rounding out the list at $150 million is Ocean View Farm, an eco-friendly sustainable development currently under construction on Grand Bahama Island that fuses luxury residential with agricultural and environmental conservation elements. The 750-acre master plan community includes organic farms supplying produce to local restaurants/resorts, championship golf course routed through nature preserves, beach club and hotel resort component, over 400 villas/homes with ocean views, parks, trails, and protected natural spaces. To provide Grand Bahama with a high-end residential tourism product, Ocean View Farm aims to model more sustainable and self-sufficient approaches to hospitality and development on the islands. This includes minimizing environmental footprints, using renewable energy, and embracing farm-to-table agricultural practices. The project is creating over 500,000 construction jobs, with 300-plus permanent staff projected for resort/residential operations and farming activities once completed. Ocean View has also committed to aggressive targets for Bahamian ownership, contracting, and permanent employment. However, some local community groups have criticized the project for potentially restricting public beach access and transforming too much land area away from traditional uses like fishing. There are also typical concerns about the cultural impacts of further gentrification and income inequalities as more exclusive resort residential offerings cater heavily to foreign expatriate buyers and visitors. While bringing obvious economic benefits through jobs, tourism revenue, and infrastructure development, these 10 massive mega projects totaling over $40 billion in investment are not without controversies and local community impacts. Environmental strains, displacement of current residents, income inequality, lack of affordable housing, infrastructure shortfalls, and threats to the easygoing island culture Bahamians cherish have all been cited as potential drawbacks that must be carefully managed. There's also the persistent issue of dependency on tourism and real estate as the main economic drivers, with relatively little diversification into sectors like technology, manufacturing, agriculture, or financial services being fostered by these capital investments so far. Bahamian officials acknowledge the challenges, but remain bullish on their potential for responsible megaproject developments that maximize the benefits to citizens through entrepreneurship, job training, revenue sharing, and other programs while minimizing the negatives. Only time will tell if the Bahamas can successfully walk that tightrope and achieve sustainable, inclusive growth alongside implementing its staggeringly ambitious mega vision reshaping the islands. But the scale and stakes of these billion-dollar bets have certainly raised the stakes for the entire nation. For more exciting insights, check out the other videos in our series as we explore incredible mega projects throughout the Caribbean. Just follow the links in the description below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Which of these mega projects do you think will have the biggest impact on the Bahamas? Do you have any concerns about the environmental or social effects of these developments? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please share it, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. This is Caribbean Focus. See you in the next video.
That is it for the Late Night Show. Thank you so much for watching. Until tomorrow, do have a safe and pleasant one. Bye-bye.